What's up, Raider Nation? It's time to dial in, because today we've got a whole lot to talk about. Moves, rumors, reactions, and one major front office addition that could seriously shape the future of this franchise. If you've been following the team closely, and I know you have, you already understand that the NFL offseason is where real winners are built. And let me tell you, the Las Vegas Raiders are not just making noise. They're playing chess while a lot of other teams out there are stuck playing checkers. Now let's dive right into the move that's got the front office buzzing and fans talking. The Raiders went out and landed a high-impact executive, someone who was previously a senior director of college scouting for a very successful and respected NFL organization. And when I say successful, I'm talking multiple Super Bowl titles successful. This isn't just any hire. This is a guy who's been a key part of one of the smartest and most productive scouting departments in the league. He's been in the game for more than 2 decades, and now he's wearing silver and black. This move is huge. Why? Because the Raiders didn't just get a random scout from a bottom-tier team. They brought in someone with a reputation for being the go-to guy on draft day, someone you could always find sitting in the war room next to top decision-makers, someone trusted by the top brass to help identify and land franchise-altering talent. That kind of experience and insight is rare. It's exactly what the Raiders need right now as they continue building a new foundation. And here's what makes this even more interesting. This wasn't just about hiring a resume. This is about building connections, strengthening relationships, and bringing in someone who already has deep ties to other key figures within the Raiders' current structure. The new executive has previously worked with members of the staff during earlier stages of his career, which means there's already trust and chemistry in place. That matters. Culture matters. And in today's NFL, it's not just about who has the flashiest roster. It's about which team is operating smart behind the scenes. There's something special happening in Vegas, folks. This isn't the same old Raiders story. This front office is moving differently. They're methodical. They're strategic. And they're making long-term moves that suggest this team isn't trying to win just 1 or 2 extra games next season. They're trying to win it all. And honestly, you love to see it, especially when they're doing it by stealing away high-value personnel from rival organizations. That says a lot. That tells me this franchise is finally earning respect in places that truly matter, inside the league, where these moves get noticed fast. I've got to say, I meant to talk about this move yesterday, but life got in the way, and I had to push it back a bit. Still, I couldn't just let this news pass without giving it the attention it deserves. This hire legitimately fired me up. You don't often see this level of backroom power shift unless a team is dead serious about contending. So yeah, I'm excited. And if you're a true fan of this team, you should be excited too. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with this new executive, let me break it down a little more. He was one of the most reliable and respected voices inside his former organization. From 2016 until recently, he served as the senior director of college scouting, a role that put him right at the center of player evaluation. Draft after draft, he played a huge part in shaping that team's roster. And trust me, that team had a knack for identifying young talent and maximizing it on the field. His departure from his former team is already being felt. You can see it in how their media and fans are reacting. Losing someone of his caliber sends ripples throughout a franchise. It's not just about filling a job opening. It's about replacing someone who had his fingerprints all over years of smart draft selections and roster development. When a guy like that walks out the door, you feel it. And now, he's bringing all that knowledge and all that experience right here to the Raiders. What really stands out is that he wasn't just another face in the crowd during draft weekends. This man was always in the mix with the decision-makers. You'd see him in photos and draft room footage, sitting beside the general manager and team president. He was one of the key voices when big decisions had to be made. That's the kind of presence the Raiders just added to their team. That's no small deal. We've seen how his former team operated. They didn't just get lucky with a few good picks. They consistently found gems in every round of the draft. And while the general manager often gets most of the spotlight, those who follow the inner workings of NFL front offices know that it takes a village to build a winning roster. Scouts, analysts, coaches, all of them play a role. And this particular executive was considered the backbone of their scouting system. He was the veteran voice in the room, the one others leaned on for clarity when decisions got tough. That's the kind of edge the Raiders need if they're serious about turning this thing around. And based on the moves they've made so far this offseason, I can tell you they're absolutely serious. They've been busy. They've been intentional. They've been quietly building a structure designed to last. From adding promising coaches to reshaping the roster and now upgrading their front office, there's a clear pattern here. It's all part of a bigger plan. And remember this executive isn't just a great scout. He's a builder. He's helped shape a championship team from the ground up. He was a key part of an organization that won 2 Super Bowls during his tenure. That experience doesn't just go away when you change teams. He's bringing it all with him. Every lesson, every success, every failure. And that's going to make a difference here. What I really appreciate is how the Raiders are building this the right way. They're not just throwing money around or making flashy trades. They're focused on football people, real football people. Smart, experienced professionals who understand what it takes to win in this league. And this executive fits that mold perfectly. You don't spend 24 years with one organization unless you're doing something very, very right. And in this case, he was the right hand of one of the most respected general managers in the league. That kind of longevity, that kind of consistency, that doesn't happen by accident. The Raiders are sending a message with this hire. A message to their fans, to their players, and to the rest of the league. They're not satisfied with being an afterthought. They're building something here. Something sustainable. Something dangerous. And moves like this are exactly how you go from rebuilding to contending. If you ask me, this offseason has been one of the smartest in recent memory for the Raiders. Yeah, there were a few moments when it felt like they missed out on a top candidate or didn't land a big-name free agent. But when you step back and look at the bigger picture, the structure they've built is solid. More than solid. It's impressive. And that's not just me talking. It's starting to become the league-wide opinion. They're assembling a team of professionals who know how to identify talent, develop it, and build chemistry throughout the organization. That's how you win in the modern NFL. Not just by drafting well or signing the right free agents, but by creating a foundation of excellence that runs through every department. So to all the fans out there who are wondering if this is just another hype cycle, no. This is real. This is substance. And the people being brought in have a track record to back it up. You don't land a 24-year veteran from a Super Bowl winning front office unless you're doing something right. And if you've been watching closely, you know that the Raiders have been stacking smart move after smart move all off-season long. It's no secret the team has had its share of ups and downs over the years. But now, it finally feels like there's a vision, a plan, a strategy that's not about quick fixes, but long-term success. And this hire? It's a major piece of that puzzle. It proves that the Raiders are willing to invest in the right people. People who've done it before and know how to do it again. If you're a fan who's been waiting for this team to take the next step, this is exactly the kind of move that should give you hope. Not just because of the name, but because of what it represents. It's about direction. It's about progress. And most of all, it's about believing in a system that can finally bring sustained success back to the silver and black. And let me say this loud and clear. If this front office keeps making moves like this, we're not just talking about improving the team. We're talking about building a legacy, one that brings pride back to Raider Nation, one that turns Allegiant Stadium into a fortress, one that gets us back into Super Bowl conversations for all the right reasons. So yeah, I'm hyped. I hope you're too, because this is only the beginning. Now, shifting gears just a bit, let's talk about a storyline that's been floating around recently. A bit of speculation that I know some of you have probably seen online or maybe even asked about directly. There's been chatter, a few whispers here and there, that the Raiders could consider releasing running back Raheem Mostert. And honestly, that's a flat-out no from me. Zero chance. I've seen the articles, I've heard the theories, and I get it. People see a new draft pick, a new name coming in, and suddenly they're ready to push out a proven veteran. But come on now, let's be real. Mostert's not going anywhere. I think what bothers me most about rumors like these is how quickly people forget production, forget leadership, forget experience. Just because the team drafted someone in the top 10 doesn't mean they're immediately ready to take over the workload, especially at running back, where the mental aspect, The blocking assignments, the chemistry with the quarterback, all of that takes time to build. Mostert is still a key piece in this offense. He brings speed, explosiveness, and the kind of veteran awareness you absolutely need in close games. Cutting him now? That wouldn't just be surprising, it'd be reckless. Now, I understand where these rumors come from. They're usually rooted in lazy analysis, like looking at a depth chart on paper and assuming the younger guy automatically pushes out the older one. But that's not how good teams operate. Good teams build depth. They build options. And when you've got a guy like Mostert, who's proven time and time again that he can deliver in high-pressure situations, you don't just send him packing because someone new showed up. That's not strategy. That's short-sighted. Look, I get questions like this all the time. People see one line in an article and start wondering if a roster move is coming. But here's the truth. Unless Mostert himself decides to walk away, or unless something truly unforeseen happens, he's not going anywhere. The coaches trust him. The locker room respects him. And frankly, the fan base should too, because players like that don't grow on trees. They're rare. And when you've got one, you hold on. The Raiders are trying to build something real here. And you don't build that by tossing out steady contributors. You build it by blending youth and experience, by trusting the guys who've been in the fire before. And Mostert, he's been through it. Injuries, comebacks, big games. He knows what it takes. And when the season gets tough, and it always does, having someone like him in your backfield is a luxury, not a liability. So yeah, ignore the noise. Ignore the clickbait. Raheem Mostert is staying right where he belongs. And come this fall, he'll be out there helping the Raiders move those chains. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a major move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, quarterback Josh Allen has signed a 4-year contract with the Las Vegas Raiders, marking a bold new chapter for both the player and the franchise. The deal, finalized earlier this week, instantly places the Raiders back in a national conversation as potential contenders in the AFC. Known for his powerful arm, mobility, and fierce competitiveness, Allen brings a much-needed spark to a team that has struggled with consistency at the quarterback position in recent seasons. Allen's departure from Buffalo comes as a surprise to many, given his central role in turning the Bills into perennial playoff contenders. Since being drafted in 2018, Allen evolved into one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks, blending highlight reel plays with leadership on and off the field. His arrival in Las Vegas is not just a roster upgrade. It represents a cultural shift for the Raiders, who have long sought a franchise quarterback to build around. Sources close to the negotiations say the Raiders were aggressive in their pursuit, viewing Allen as a transformative figure capable of reshaping the offense overnight. With elite receivers, a solid running game, and improved protection up front, Allen will have the tools to thrive in Sin City. Head coach Antonio Pierce has expressed strong confidence in Allen's ability to elevate the team's performance and lead a deep playoff run. The AFC West now becomes even more competitive, with Allen set to face off against Patrick Mahomes twice a year in one of the league's most high-stakes rivalries. Fans can expect fireworks, and the league schedule makers will surely circle those matchups as primetime spectacles. As the ink dries on the contract, expectations skyrocket. For Josh Allen and the Raiders, the message is clear. The time to win is now. Will this gamble in the desert pay off? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Raiders just became must-watch football. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.